I'll make sure we're recording our audio.
Oh,
Um,
mine's been recording for the last like 20 minutes. Is that a bad thing?
no, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, it's all good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. Um, just make sure I have everything squared away here. Let me send out the thing. Um, so uh, first thing I think we should talk about is what schedule we want to do real quick. Like, I was thinking it'd be easier to say like we're gonna do a limited number of runs that way. Like if like of episodes that way, if we get fed up with it, you know, like, oh, we were only gonna do like 10 anyway, so
I
setting
mean,
the
10 is
bar
a
low.
long, 10 is a long, so
10 is what?
a long shot already. So, joke.
Well, I mean, the last ones we had 9 of them, so
Really? I thought it
yeah,
was like three.
we lost like many of them. Uh-oh, who left?
I didn't
No one
leave.
knows.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm watching myself on the live stream. That's
That's spooky.
that's super bizarre to see. All right, let me just minimize that because it's distracting me. Okay. Um. Well, okay. So is there another number? Do you want to like? Because we got to think that it's going to be like one a week, right? Like, how many weeks do we want to be doing this? We probably
I'm
want to
cool
get
with
done
whatever.
before the holidays, right?
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
That, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Um. So how many weeks is that? I mean, 8 weeks is 2 months,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the limiter should be up to you and Aaron because it's editing it. So
Yeah, that's true. But I always hate dragging people around, you know what I mean? Like if I want to do it still even though I'm doing all the work, then that's like and one of you is like, I don't really want to do it.
we could just become two guys, three questions,
Two
and
guys,
then
two
event-
two guys, three questions. We'll all keep the three questions.
and then
One
then
of them's a
eventually the
wild
other one
card.
will drop out, and Aaron will just be having a podcast called One Guy, Three Questions.
And all the questions are, why am I so lonely?
Why have my friends abandoned me?
Yeah.
One
Just
guy,
a lot
three
of crying for
questions,
half.
crushing abandonment.
Oh, all right. Um, well then let's say 8 because that gives us 2 months. That's September. Well, September, October, November. So let's do 10. I don't know. 10 sounds
Okay.
good.
All right,
That's,
let's
that's
do it.
cool.
That'll give us like a week where we can skip like probably conference weekend. I don't want to do this. That's adding a lot, but I'll make a little calendar. As you can see, I'm fond of just making random things and inviting you guys into them, multiplying your software usage tenfold.
Hmm.
Um, all right. Other than that, um, let's just. I don't know. Is there anything else we need to talk about and follow up with before we actually like get started with the
I
show
don't,
proper?
I don't know if there's anything we need to talk about.
Andrew, what do you say?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've done this.
I,
Are you nervous? You look nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
You look
I've been,
nervous.
it's been almost what is this?
I don't. I can still barely like. You're cutting out. You're like robotizing and stuff.
yeah,
Am I? I
Yeah.
don't know what. Let me mess with some stuff.
I wonder what it could be.
I do take issue though with the tagline on the Three Guys Three Questions website.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things in it. First, it says three friends ponder the finer things in life, and I feel like finer things like that puts like kind of an unnecessary burden of quality on the things that I say.
I think it gives you. See, I always saw it as when I was. I always saw it as I was writing this a week ago. Um, I saw it as a bar over which you could jump. You know.
Yeah, but I'm not like a pole vaulter or anything.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
a big reader. I like.
Okay.
Not so big on the jumping.
Yeah, so we want to manage our expectations. Just need to lower those. I think that's a
I mean, like, unless it's kind of like an ironic tagline where it's just like, yeah, we're gonna be like pondering really fine things, and it's just like the joke is that we never do.
in honesty, that's exactly what I was going for. Like, I want people to be like, this seems like it's gonna be a good podcast. I'm gonna subscribe to this. I'm gonna set aside very valuable time to listen to this because I feel like it's gonna enrich me. And then I want them to start listening and be utterly disappointed and despondent. That's the
Like,
reaction.
if we want to get rid of listeners right away, I could make some fart jokes. I could
I
talk
don't.
about the sickness that I've had for the last 2 days. I could do that.
Let's talk about that. I want to hear all the dirty details. I'm like kicking my microphone here.
Like, it kind of bothers me though about this sickness that I've had because there's no dignified way to talk about it. There's no truly dignified thing to say. Like the thing that I've settled on was
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sick, and people are like, what's wrong? It's like I couldn't keep anything inside of me.
I don't think that makes it sound any better, man. That's like the most explicit way you could describe it.
Like, what else would you say though?
I don't know. I've
Like, should I say, oh, there was one point at which I was both diarrheaing into the toilet and barfing into the tub at the same time? I feel like that would be worse.
I just started telling people because people would just say like, "Oh, did you have the flu?" And then my brain would be like, "You didn't have the flu. Tell them all about what you really did have. It's probably not the flu. It's probably some other virus." And then I'd think, "No, I had the flu." That's and then it goes no further. You know what I mean? They're not going to ask you like what aspects of the flu
Right.
and what were your
I think
symptoms.
part of it though is that when you're telling somebody, especially like when you're still sick, when you're telling somebody about it, like you want to garner their sympathy, like you want them to do it for you.
You want them to understand.
So like you don't want to be like, oh, it's not that bad. You want them to understand that it's the absolute worst thing in the world.
Yeah. I just had a eureka moment about. Well, I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, come on, Aaron.
It's about sometimes the way that women may or may not behave a certain time of their life that might happen.
I don't understand what you're talking
According
about.
to a lunar calendar.
You should keep up this. I don't know what you're doing, so.
But that makes sense, right? Like you just want to be understood that things are bad.
Right.
So maybe that influences the way you interact with other people, and maybe people telling you to shut up about being sick and would make you even more irate.
Yeah. Because like it's not like when you're sick you can understand that not only will things get better, but also you're not the person feeling the worst in the world.
Yeah.
Because like
It's really
when you're sick, the only two things that you know for certain are that things will never get better, and you're the person feeling the absolute worst in the world.
yeah, that sounds about right. All right, well, let's go into our questions proper after that discussion. Well, actually, let's actually introduce each other because there may be people who don't know who we are. I'll go first. My name is Aaron Goodwin, and my middle initials are L and M, and that is why when you find me on the interwebs, my username is Aaron LM Goodwin. It's also because just Aaron Goodwin without the initials is a ghost adventurer. So I still get emails like probably once a week of someone who's like emailing me or trying to get a hold of me somewhere, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you Aaron Goodwin from Ghost Adventures?" And if I had more time, I would totally troll them, but I just don't have time for that crap.
You should record just a really terrible ghost adventure.
Like a really bad one and
somebody
take credit
asks you,
for it.
just send it to them, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is what I've been doing recently."
Yeah, here's a behind the scenes sneak peek at our newest season.
And they're like, "Wow, you look different." And you're like, "Yeah, I didn't have time for makeup this time."
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of donuts. It's my way of coping with with seeing all those ghosts and
Oh,
all the adventure I've been through.
I eat away my fears.
All right, so Savage, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, is Savage. Not to be confused with the Andrew Staff from The Survivor, but you can. You want me to? I think I'm open to that. I don't know. Not much else is going on. Just working stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. And then Adam.
I'm Adam. There's not a lot to say about it. It's just who I am, I guess.
His last name is Anderson.
My last name is Anderson. You won't usually find that in any of my online profiles because I'm a secret.
Was I not supposed to tell? Is that like a secret?
No. It's just, I don't know. I don't like how alliterative my name is. It almost bothers me. My middle initial is R, so I like to use it on official publications.
Yeah, it's good.
Like you forgot, or?
He's all, what was it?
What was my name? No, I really
It's really
like
hard because my other
initial.
two names are like super common. this middle one, I don't know. It's something about a candy or something. I don't know.
No, I often think about how I would like initialize my name if I was an author,
Oh yeah,
and I've settled on A.R. Anderson. I think that one sounds pretty good.
yeah.
I think what you're gonna have to do, you're just gonna have to take her name. Just take last name as your middle name. I think that's just an honorable thing to do.
Yeah, it is pretty honorable. All right, let's get started. So, let's go. I'll take the first question. That's the order we had it on. I think it was me, then Adam, then Savage. So, first question is I forgot, what was it? First question is yeah. This is why it's a dress rehearsal. What are you most embarrassed for having eaten? Like, what have you eaten that's the most embarrassing thing? I think we all probably have that. If it's just me, then that might tell you something about what's going on in my life.
You mean like an afternoon where you've just woken up and there's nothing in the house and you just make something?
It could be that. I don't know. Go with it, Andrew. You answer. So.
Yeah, you started, Andrew, so this is all you know.
Well, like most lives, it says a minute where I've eaten probably should not have put together. Okay, I'll share I've eaten, but I'll share a story because, like most missionaries, you have terrible companions. One time we were obviously going to an apartment, and there's like stuff in there that you don't ever remember buying. And I remember going to the freezer, and there were cream onions that were frozen, so like little baby onions.
And they were frozen?
Yeah.
Who
And I was
freezes
like,
onions? Who does
I
that?
don't know. I don't know what this was. So I was like, well, hey, I don't want to do anything else today, so let's eat these things. And so I realized quite immediately that this was a terrible idea about 2 bites in. And I proceeded to throw them away, and the other 3 or 4 servers that were left in the freezer.
So you're just like, yeah, I've read holes. Like, this isn't too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why you would ever put like an onion in the freezer. Like, who?
Here's the thing. It was like onion and like a cheese sauce, but like cream onion sauce. I don't know how to explain it. It was like it's not like food that you would ever think was a food. It was like accidentally made this. I'm like, oh, we should probably keep this and see who eats it in the future.
I just like, was it in a marked container, or was it just in like a
No,
unmarked?
it was marked. It was
Okay.
like a marked container. So I knew what it was. I wasn't like a crazy person who just.
Yeah, because I could imagine like if what you just told me you ate was in an unmarked container. I can imagine so many different things that could actually be that weren't what you thought it was, and I just
Like,
would be really worried.
That would have been even more
Andrew,
embarrassing.
we regretfully inform you that that was not an onion.
I don't want to get into too much detail, but that was actually something that I was saving for my next oncologist appointment. So,
Well, you should probably. You're going to die.
you're gonna die. You're gonna die. That's or you're dead already, and you probably left a blue shirt somewhere.
It has some weird gang symbols on it for someone to find.
Yeah.
Was that a callback?
Yeah.
That's but we weren't even recording at that point, so I don't even.
That's some high quality comedy there.
Yeah, I've got a.
I didn't know we were going for that kind of good stuff.
So the worst.
I was just chilling, like I'm gonna have to get on point now.
But the worst thing I've ever seen someone else eat was someone took some old spaghetti. They're like, oh, I don't want to throw this away, so they put it in the freezer, like in a heat container. And then periodically throughout the rest of probably forever, he would just slice off pieces of it and put it in between bread and eat it like a sandwich.
Okay, that makes. I thought for about a minute there, I thought that you were going to actually share what mine was accidentally. Because mine involves spaghetti, but it's not that. It's you make spaghetti sandwiches. Was the sauce like in the spaghetti?
Was it
Yeah,
just
no,
noodles?
there was no sauce. It was just buttered noodles. I think you put like ketchup or bar.
Wow.
Mask the flavor.
It's just like two different types of carbohydrates. It's just a carbohydrate sandwich.
I know you need something else in there. Although, like, I think I could make it work. I think I could do it.
The only thing that would make it more carbohydrate is also put some rice on there. Other things you could do.
Batter it, cover it in panko crumbs, and deep
Have a
fry.
side of potatoes.
Yeah, and some refried beans on it.
Oh, that's good. All right.
I think we've single-handedly made the worst possible meal.
I don't know. I think I could make it work. I really do. It's like that sandwich you make at Thanksgiving with all the stuff that is left over from Thanksgiving that you would never think to put on a sandwich, but it's delicious.
Okay, next week we're going to have this same question, and I'm pretty sure your answer is going to be different, Aaron.
That sandwich I just made. Go ahead, Adam. Tell us yours.
So, I've got a couple answers to this question. The first one is just like, I don't know. It's never something that I've made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I eat something terrible, it's not because I feel like going through the effort of making something. It's always because I'm extremely lazy. So this one is basically just kind of your standard, like, I wake up one morning and there's nothing in my house but a bag of Doritos, and then a couple hours later there's nothing in my house. And so
I just did that last week. I think
So,
I'm
like,
learning something
your
about
body-
myself.
your body starts like feeling terrible, and so like your body feels bad, and then your conscience is like, you should not have done that, and it won't shut up, and so you're just kind of laying around, and you're depressed because you feel ill, and you're depressed because your mind is mad at you. Like, you can hear your mother in the background just nagging, like, you shouldn't have done that. And
Dorito shame.
you just know what's gonna come later in a couple of hours.
Yeah, and Doritos are like, I don't know, man. They are just terrible. Like, they're like the one thing that the more you eat them, like, the hungrier you get, but also like the worse you feel.
Yeah. And like eventually like you get to the end of the bag and you're licking the dust off of your fingers while you're crying. You're like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, and you're still hungry, but nothing sounds good because you feel terrible.
Right. You just curl up like on the ground in the fetal position and wish the pain to go away.
It feels like when you eat Doritos, you're an animal that's in a slaughterhouse that they're fattening you up.
Yeah.
This
That's
is how Adam got sick. Is what it is.
now we know where the flu came from.
My gastrointestinal problems. Not a product of Doritos.
Yeah. Now Doritos isn't going to be an advertiser, that's for sure. All right.
My other answer to this question though is it's not so much what I ate, but how I reacted to uneating it.
un-
This happened during my recent 2-day stint in the ill house,
Mhm.
and I had
By the
eaten
way,
like
the
a
Ill
couple
House is like a really great name for like a hip hop club. In the 90s, not now, but like in the 90s, De La Soul is going to play. Anyway, go on.
No, I think in 10 years we could bring the 90s back.
I think it's coming back already. Have you ever heard of Ariana Grande? That's 90s, man.
uh,
All
yeah,
right.
so
Sorry, I
I'd
derailed.
eaten, I'd eaten a piece of banana, right?
Mhm.
And then I had to go regurgitate this piece of banana on account of my illness. And all I remember thinking as I was barfing that up was, this is the most pleasant experience that I've had barfing in the most recent days. 'Cause I was like, this just tastes like banana. Like, this isn't so bad.
List of things I don't want to know.
What? Since we're on the TMI train here, I once had a crazy disease that I got from drinking water I wasn't supposed to be drinking. Apparently, in Oklahoma, they had sent notices to people, but I hadn't gotten any. So it was summer, and I was drinking all kinds of water because it's really hot, and it got me like super super sick to where I was having the dual ended expelling of liquids, and like I would drink water and it would come up
You
still
couldn't
cold.
keep anything inside of you.
Yeah, I couldn't keep anything inside of me. But the my experience with that is I had drunk Gatorade, and and it came back up and I was like, that was pretty pleasant. It wasn't too bad. So like did when it went down again.
Yeah, it's weird the things that you're thankful for when you're sick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm throwing up, but this could be worse.
Yeah, it could be chunky or something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
All right. It could be
I'll remind
those
you.
fried
I'll remind
mushrooms
you
I
the
had that one
tagline on the
time.
website.
You're
I'll
what?
remind you the tagline on our website is that three friends ponder the finer things in life.
This is pretty fun.
This was question
All right.
one, by the way. So.
This is question one. My answer to my own question is that, and when I was a kid, I was really into watching cooking shows and learning how to cook. I would like cook meals when I was really young. And one day we had all this like leftover spaghetti, and this is why I thought Savage was talking about my thing somehow. We had this leftover spaghetti, and like I realized that I didn't like spaghetti microwave. For some reason, it was just like different. It like the sauce became like lame ketchup, and everything was like dry and weird. So I thought about what could I do to this spaghetti, and I don't know where I got the idea, but I was like, you know what? Pretty much butter makes everything better. So I'm gonna throw this spaghetti in a frying pan with butter. But then what started to happen is that there wasn't enough butter, like the butter would clump down in the bottom, and so like I needed to add more butter to get it around, and then I'd add too much butter, and it would start like almost deep frying in the butter, like there's too much butter.
I see
So
nothing wrong with this.
so then I had to cook it longer, and then I keep running, like I couldn't keep the level of the grease. of the butter like quite right. And so I was like, I need something to soak up this grease. And in my mind, I was like, Parmesan cheese. So I dumped in like half of one of those Kraft Parmesan, pseudo Parmesan cheese things in there, which soaked up the butter, and then it would melt and fry it. And so what you ended up with was this like disc of fried butter noodles with Parmesan cheese, and it was delicious because it was essentially butter and cheese. And I would like to say that after I made it the first time, I thought that was enough, but I made that stuff for years, man. For years.
We're gonna hear it. It's gonna be at the county fair next year.
Blue ribbon, baby. Yeah, this thing was just like a monstrosity. It was delicious. But I like, like even my like little sister and brother would like look at me like as I'm eating it, like, what is that? What are you doing?
It's a deep fried spaghetti. It's a deep fried spaghetti hockey puck. No big deal.
Yeah, MBD.
I like that. In no part during that story did your little mind ever think, this is wrong, I should stop. And
man.
It paid off for you because apparently it was delicious. Like,
yeah,
I believe I believe that you thought it was delicious.
Okay, look. The moral of this story is that if you're in crap, like you're in trouble, you've done something, and it's not working out, you double down, and then you double down again. Like you just keep going. Yeah. You just add more butter, add more of whatever it was that wasn't working out right.
It's the Paula Deen solution to life.
Terrible job interview, just rub butter on your forehead and just like, it's a lot better now. We're like, oh, yeah.
How about now? Yes, now?
No, better just grab your resume from the interviewer's hands and just rub butter on it and give it back to them. What do you think about this?
What do you think about this? You notice you can see through it? See me on the other end? Yeah, I did that with butter.
Hopefully I greased the cogs for you.
Rim shot. Boom, boom. All right.
There's butter all over this money.
Oh, can I tell you guys about this terrible thing that I made my friend eat?
Yeah.
So I could like to hear that.
I had this friend named Desmond when I lived in Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, when my family lived in Kentucky, we bought a horse. I don't know why.
Because you were in Kentucky.
I guess, I don't know. But
there's a derby there, I've heard about.
And it's internationally renowned, so It's not a surprise. So we had this horse, and because we had a horse, we naturally had treats for this horse. Now, my friend Daniel had come over to my house, and we were hanging out, and we invited my friend Desmond to come over. It gets better, as long as I get better at telling stories. So my friend Daniel and I were hanging out at my house, and we invited my friend Desmond to come over. And we got this bright idea to put these horse treats on a plate, and then as soon as he got in the door, we stuffed Oreos in our mouths. And we're like, oh, hi, Desmond, how are you doing? Like, my mom made these wonderful cookies, and we handed him the plate of horse treats. And he took one, and he put it in his mouth. Just the look of just instant betrayal on his face. Like, what have you done to me?
I can't even, like, what would a horse treat taste like? Hay? Like,
I don't know. I didn't try it.
Paul does stuff. We'll ask him.
Oh man! Remind me to tell you about horse electrolytes. That's a story for another day. But I may have experimented with horse electrolytes, so that's a thing. Hold on, we can't do them all in one show, though.
So, like Gatorade for horses?
Yeah, but it's like powdered Gatorade for horses that you put in the trough. Because Gatorade's expensive, man.
I look.
And they don't make green apple flavored Gatorade, but they make green apple flavored horse electrolytes. So
I look forward to that story.
Anyhow. I mean, that's pretty much is the story, but there's more to it. All right, Adam, why don't you ask your question?
Oh, my question is a question about me because I didn't understand how the format worked. I wanted to know why I wanted to know why I've been watching so many videos about blacksmithing recently. Or perhaps to make it more of an open question, why do you think I've been watching so many videos about blacksmithing?
I'm interested to hear the answers to this, and I feel like somehow this is the question is rigged in your favor. Andrew, what is your answer to this?
Why is Adam watching so much about black? He's been sick, maybe not of the right mind, and he's preparing for a night-like battle, and he needs to make sure he gets equipment. That's my answer.
I suppose that that it has something to do with trying to invent a metallic contraption to deal with your situation as of late with the not being able to hold it all in.
Some sort
No,
of tubing.
that's past. Like, that's done.
Oh, you're done. Oh.
I'm done with that. No, I'm better now.
Well, like Andrew said, when you're sick, I think you just kind of like binge. I do that a lot. Like when I'm sick, it's Netflix, and I'm just gonna make it my little bee. You know, I'm digging in. I've got like infinite Doritos, and I'm just gonna watch like.
Soul.
I did that the other week. I watched the entirety of
Doritos.
What?
Doritos would not have helped my situation.
I don't know. Maybe they're absorbent or something. I don't know.
Like a flotation device, like the little peanuts, just like explode.
It comes out like a column that like solidifies in midair, so you're just like, and then you're like,
It's like
you can sit it down somewhere.
Okay.
Well, no, yeah, I binge watch a lot of stuff when I'm sick, so maybe that's what for you it was blacksmithing video. Like I know I've done it on like YouTube with just random things like hamster videos and stuff like that. You know, like I have this problem. I think we probably are all the same in this way. Like I think certain kinds of people are like this, where you find something like you see a blacksmithing video, and it's not enough to be like, that was a decent blacksmithing video. That was informative. It's like, now I have to learn everything I can possibly learn about blacksmithing, and it's like
heat tempering and heat treating. I have to know about forging. I have to know all about the different types of anvils.
Yeah. Is I don't know. Let's hear your answer. Let's hear your real answer.
Okay, no, like I actually asked this question because I actually don't know.
It's not fair.
I don't know. Like it started before I was sick though.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how I came across it, but it was just like I found it just oddly like fascinating for some reason. And I think part of it is because I've been feeling really unproductive recently.
Yeah.
So watching other people be productive was really nice. It's like, oh, these people do things.
It's like the opiate of the information worker masses.
Right.
Is
And
YouTube. Like watching other people do manual labor. Okay, I feel
Well,
comfortable.
it's like Farmville, where like people like I want to do farming, but I'll freaking make a little avatar now.
Yeah, I would say that it's better than Farmville though because I haven't been like pushing it on my friends.
Oh, I know. Like any of those stupid games that it's like social manipulation. It's like pyramid scheming games. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, hate that crap.
Oh. But yeah, I think that's part of it, and also I think part of the reason that it's addictive is because there's no story arc, and I keep looking for one. I keep looking for a payoff, but it's always just like, oh hey look, here's the thing, it's done. And
we should do an edit of like a super cut of blacksmithing videos where there's like an actual like hero's journey He goes on. Yeah.
Okay.
If I had more time. Well, okay, that was fun. Now we have Andrew's question, which we don't know what it is. So
Okay. I'll make this one super simple. What is a comment someone has made about you to like take a step back? To like really like I don't know how to explain it, but that you weren't
it's
expecting
like
things.
caught you off guard.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's a good one. Who goes for? Is that me? Yeah, I think it's me.
Is there an order?
They're supposed to be.
Oh.
So the way we usually do it is we have like in the show notes we have this person's question, and this person's question, and so
Right.
like the person who asks always answers last, so it just kind of goes down the list like round robin. Is that the term? Is that not to be
It
normative?
is
I don't
now.
know.
It is now.
I don't know if that's like Indian style or something. If it's like inappropriate if robins are offended by that.
I don't know if Robin's care.
I don't know. I don't even know what a robin. Like a robin could be something else. You know what I mean? Like every time I say one of those old phrases, I'm getting worried that I'm offending somebody.
Or like, are you afraid that Robin is like a racist term for a group of people?
Yeah, it could be for like people
Let's
from
not delve into that.
people from Nottinghamshire in England. It's a Robin Hood joke.
I'm sure will greatly offend all the Nottinghamshirites.
I always like when I talk about like a place in England, like not saying saying the real name, but then adding like Shire or upon something, like upon Avon, upon
I
Shire.
was gonna call you on it, but I wasn't actually sure whether or not it was a real place.
I think there is a Nottingham. I don't know if it's a Nottinghamshire.
I know there's a Nottingham, but like Nottinghamshire just seems like a place with a ridiculous enough place name to actually exist.
At least, if not in the real world, in the world of J.R.R. Tolkien. So the question is a comment that someone's said that's taken you off guard, or it's just like caught you off guard, that was surprising. I think people there was like a year or two ago, the social group that I was a part of was not the same age as me. So like I was like in my like late 20s, early 30s, and my social group was like 18, like 18 to 20.
So like me right now.
Yeah, I where you are now, I was.
Okay. In the future now.
Yeah, so you've got like these people that are just kind of like having fun. They're not like, maybe they have a job, but if they do, it's like a minimum wage. They work like part time, like half time, like it's an eighth time or something.
5 hours a week.
Yeah, and it's so.
They always complain about how hard they're working.
Oh yeah, always.
So tired. I'm like,
And
you
know what? In their favor, it is to them. You know what I mean? Like, I hated doing anything when I was that age. Like, I don't know. But I think the moral of the story that I want those people to understand is that life just gets more hard and terrible. So, so gird up. No, so people started making comments about my wealth. Like they'd say things like, well, you got a lot of money. So I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. Like I don't have
I guess
everyone in my entire family, I'm like the lowest earning possible. Like I don't know where you got this idea from. Yeah, I drove a '97 Cadillac with no air conditioning, and people would be like, "Oh, this car is a baller car. Like you must be rich."
Hey, I liked that car.
Can't have air conditioning.
Nice car.
It was a nice car when it was in the '90s. And I mean, I loved my car. I loved having it. It was great, but it was not that people would use it as a status symbol for my supposed wealth was just boggling to me. And so I thought, do other people think this? And so at work, I started thinking maybe the reason people get ticked off when I don't help them as fast as they think they should be helped, or I don't perform to what they think. Maybe they think I make a lot more money than I do. So I would start subtly indicating about how much less money I made than them. That I was not making more money than them. I was making less money than them.
This is like the anti-brag.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to let them understand that no, I am not. I don't have a doctorate and I don't make millions of dollars fixing your computers.
It's like, oh, I almost had enough money to pay for rent and food last month.
It was pretty good. Pretty good. 2 bags of Doritos.
Aaron is just asking for a raise. It's pretty much just send this to boss. Like, got me enough money. What do you think I'm making?
Yeah, whatever they think I'm making is what I should be making.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that would work.
No, I liked that car though. I missed that car. I was kind of sad when I found out you got rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the feeling that I was essentially when I was on the freeway that I was driving a jet ski, because the suspension was so soft that you'd go over something and it'd just be like riding the waves, like a gentle. Oof.
It also had a truck, so it would just go very fast.
Yeah, only once did I put the pedal all the way down to the floor, and it scared me so much because it sounded like Satan was coming up from hell, and he's scared the crap out of me, and it felt like
an American car. So.
those movies where it does the foreshortening thing where it zooms out. From the main, that's what it felt like. It felt like my hands were on the steering wheel, which is a solid piece of thing, but it felt like I was going oh. Scared.
You had that effect in afterwards?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that car was that every time I saw it, I thought you were a Black Baptist preacher.
Yeah, that's who I bought it from. I got it from a Black Baptist preacher. Yeah, I there was a cokehead that frequented the 7-Eleven that I would stop by in the mornings on my way to work. And he would always when I'd come out, he'd be like, Cadillac. He'd always
Cadillac.
That made me feel so good every morning. I think that's why I went to 7-Eleven. And then I'd get a Diet Coke and it made me feel terrible.
And now you have a Ford Fusion.
Now I have a Ford Fusion with EcoBoost, whatever that is. All right. Adam, what's your answer to that question? We've gone on such a rabbit hole there. We don't even know what is the question.
I don't know. I thought I was starting to think the question was about Aaron's old car.
How much money Aaron makes, how he's so rich.
Yeah. What was the question?
What is the comment someone has made of you that caught you off guard?
Oh, yeah. So I was on a first date, which is always a great fun for an off-putting comment. And I was talking to this girl, and she was like, "Wait, how old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 23." And she was like, "Oh, I thought you were older." And I was like, "Oh." I don't know how to take that. I was just completely nonplussed. I don't have a story for it. I was just like, what? Do I look old? I don't understand.
Was she older, or was she really? Was that was she saying it she was disappointed?
22. I don't know. She was 22 or 23. So I don't. It was extremely non-settling.
Yeah, I have that in reverse where people think I'm younger than I am, and it's in recent times it's gotten better. It's not as bad anymore. But I mean, gosh, it would be so awkward when I especially I go to a concert with a friend and we'd be standing in line and there'd be because apparently the bands I like, there's like 18-year-old girls on either side of us and mine, and me and my friend will just be like, like shooting the breeze and being funny. I'm like, and so, like, obviously they're like, what are they talking about? And they come into the conversation, and I'd always be like trying to like subtly help them understand that they shouldn't like become my friend, or they should
Like you're scary. And you should be
like
run away.
in case they're wired and Chris Hansen is like waiting around the corner. I'm like,
I'm a bad influence on you.
I am 30. Stay away. I'm old. I know you think I'm like in my early 20s, but I'm not. I don't know if that's because of the way I act or the way I look. I don't know.
No, I think it's always unsettling when somebody like expects your age to be vastly different from what it is, because you're like, what kind of vibe am I putting off that you're so wrong about what I am?
Yeah, this is something that bugs me because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I try so hard to be opaque about, like, I say what I feel all the time, you know?
Opaque or transparent?
Transparent. Maybe this is the problem.
I try so hard to be as mysterious as possible, so I don't understand why people don't understand me.
I don't know why I said opaque. I was thinking in Photoshop terms about turning down the opacity. So like, I couldn't understand anything you just said. Andrew.
Yeah, I really look forward to like the final edited version of this, so I can hear what Andrew says.
I better mind.
Like currently what happens is like his face pops up on the screen, and then like I just laugh when it goes away, and then I'm hoping that's an appropriate response.
That's my cue. Yeah, I don't know.
Like he's telling some heartbreaking story, and there's just me going, ah!
That's hilarious.
Thanks for that, Andrew.
Oh no, but I try to be super transparent. Is the point of what I was trying to say? And then people seem to always misunderstand me, and I always am super vocal about what I think and what my opinions are. To like, and people know that. Like that's like probably one of my biggest character flaws is people are just like, shut up. Like we get what you think, and you think that's super important. Like, but then the reason I do it is because people constantly attribute beliefs or ideas or things to me that are not true or not right. So it's just like, I don't know, it always bugs me. And this is where Andrew laughs. Wait, so did we all answer?
I don't think Andrew
No, I
answered.
totally answered.
Yeah, Andrew, what's your answer?
Okay, so the reason I bring this is because I had an experience recently in which I came back. I was going to the movies. I just got off work. I was going to the movies. I meeting up with a buddy, and I'm trying to meet up with him. So I'm on my phone. I'm walking on this walking towards, and his family is me. And the father turns to the kid and says, "God, this guy's dangerous." And that I don't see myself as a dangerous person.
Yeah.
Like on the spectrum, I'm probably going to be a dangerous piece. Just like I was really taken back by this because I'm like, what point am I acting like a dangerous person that this father had to like shepherd his way, but I actually verbally say, get out of this dangerous young's way because he might kidnap you. Really, I was like, what if my life just changed where this, like, I still worry about being kidnapped. So I just can't imagine that person already taken back by.
I don't. Were you carrying like bags, like burlap bags with dollar signs on them in either hand?
I did have face tattoos at the time.
Oh, that's probably it.
It could have been like the duct tape and the gun you were holding.
I was covered with blood, so I don't know. Maybe that was it.
Head to toe in blood. But wow, I've never ever. That's weird. That would make me feel so bad. You should feel really bad.
I felt like a man for the first time in my life.
Like a man? I don't think that's.
I don't know if you should necessarily be proud of like putting off an aura of stranger danger.
I I don't know. Like what were you wearing for real? What were you just normal clothes? What?
I was just wearing a shirt and shoes, normal.
Wait, did you just
So
say
you weren't
shirt and
wearing clothes.
shoes?
Yeah, I was
Were
just
you
wearing
wearing
like
pants?
yes, I was wearing pants. See,
Okay.
if I wasn't,
That's
I think
also
I'd
important.
a little bit more.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
always love those signs that say no shirt, no shoes, no service. Like, what am I walking in without pants?
Yeah, they put a lot of faith in like the system. They're like, pants are a given.
Yeah, like I always wanted to walk into a store with shirt, shoes, but no pants, and just demand service.
What do you have
What
like a
Aaron is saying
loincloth?
is that he's always wanted to go to jail.
A loincloth. Yeah,
Shirt, shoes, loincloth.
loincloths look pretty comfortable, I have to admit. They do. I mean, not comfortable for everyone else, but comfortable for me.
I'm of the opposite opinion.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems like I'm not gonna get into that.
For once in the show, someone has made the right decision and decided not to get into that.
Let's just state, like, for the record, I'm against loincloths.
Okay, good.
Let's just leave it. I'll leave it at that.
Let's let the record stand.
Like as an idea or as a thing?
As an article of clothing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Well, I had a
People
gift
can
for
think
you,
about
but I guess
loincloths
I'll
all
put
they
that
want.
away. I was gonna buy you a loincloth, Adam, but now I have to take it back.
Oh. So that's the show. So we went. Let's see. So far we're like 50 minutes in. I think the last thing we should do is tell everyone where they can cyber stalk us and that sort of thing. Let's see, I'm Aaron LM Goodwin on Twitter. Let's just do Twitter, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
easy.
sure.
Just at _SAV.
Yeah, when you get the audio version, you can understand what he said right there. I don't know why your video's so bad. We're like, I'm fine, right? I'm not skipping or doing anything weird. Adam's
you're not.
fine, and he's in a completely different state, and you're in another section of my house.
Well, I don't understand it because
I don't actually understand why you guys aren't just doing it in the same room.
Well,
That's because you run into the problems of headphones and mics. I'd
we're
have
also
to
an
like
equal opportunity podcast, so I want to make sure you know.
yeah, because it would feel like we're together and you're like separate. You know what I mean? Like
Oh no, I'm used to that.
I'm used to being an outsider. People thinking I'm older than I am.
Yeah. It's
Maybe you were just making like literary references that she did not understand. Adam's frozen.
Oh, he's dead. Look, I love that face he has right now.
He's just like that face looks like he's
like a mid sneeze.
popping one out or something. Oh.
Okay, well, at this point, you just have a graphic that has his Twitter.
I love when things go wrong.
Well, good thing it was now instead of later, so.
Yeah, well, that went pretty long. I wonder what happened to him. I would have this same problem when I was doing chats, Google Hangouts for school this last semester. I would always get kicked off, and I haven't had a problem now, but gosh, I would get kicked off all the time. Or my camera would die. I heard something coming from you, but
Yeah, if he can hear us, we see you.
Oh,
This awesome picture that needs to be. Oh, hey, there you are.
hey.
I see you waving.
Hey, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we weren't talking about you also.
Hello? I could
Yeah,
still
we can hear you.
like hear you, but you were like
Your
robots.
video's
So like
choppy,
it's
but
like robot
oh, see, that's what you
flat.
sounded
It's
like to
pretty
us. You
cool.
sounded like you were Cyloning, like a Cylon.
Oh yeah.
No, I thought the thing about the Cylons though is that they look just like
Are
us.
you? I think you're on delay. I think you're delayed. But when they talk, they're different though, right? Right?
Yeah.
Do,
Yeah.
do. I got disconnected.
Like when they're Cylons. So now you're normal, I think. Wait, there's two of
Yeah,
you.
I'm back again. There's
What?
two of me.
He's a Cylon.
The crap is which atom do I kick? I think it's this one.
Don't make.
I'm gonna eject one of you and we'll see what happens.
Make the same face so he
Pick the
doesn't
right
know which
one.
one to kick.
There we go. It's all
Oh,
fixed.
there you go. It's all better.
Oh,
Ah.
am I gonna share? Am I gonna share my stalker things? Because I actually really want to be stalked on the internet.
Yeah,
Like it would make me so happy if random people laughed at my jokes on Twitter.
it's like the most fulfilling thing, but here's the problem. It is a two-edged sword.
Correct.
So Andrew has the same username as when he first started on Twitter. Like, do you remember when yours says you joined, Savage?
It's been a while.
Yeah, like 2008, maybe 2000. It was early on. Me and him both got Twitter accounts when like nobody was on there. It was all like cool people from San Francisco and then us. And then they'd like invite us to go hang out at something and we'd be like, yeah, let's go, this will be cool. And then like at the last minute we'd be like, I feel uncomfortable and out of place and I don't feel cool enough, let's stay here. So like all these people who are like Twitter famous now or internet famous, like we like knew and they followed us and we followed them and stuff. But then like it just got crazy, like being one of the people on Twitter that you reach this critical mass and then like just random people follow you all the time and they always have like strong opinions about what you said is completely wrong and inappropriate and or tell you that it's not funny enough or you know what I mean, like you just like this criticism and like I couldn't handle it anymore. Andrew just left, just turned off all the internet and ran away to Baltimore, but
Yep.
so he still has the same account, but I just went and created a new account, and it's really sad now because I have like I don't know, like 200 followers maybe, whereas I used to have like thousands. And so sometimes when I see these like popular people saying stuff and getting all this attention, I'm like, guys, I'm still here. Remember me? Hey guys, we used to be friends. We used to make jokes on Favord.
On the internet.
No,
Yeah,
that
no, but
does bring up a good question though, and maybe I'll save it for our next show. But like, have you ever met up with somebody from the internet? Like, you met
That's a
somebody
good
on the
question.
internet and then you met them in real life?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm
Which
saving
I have
that.
an answer to. Yeah.
I only answer 3 questions and then.
Three questions. Three, and then I'm out of here.
No,
Three
actually,
guys, 3 questions, no more questions.
This
No
is
more
not
guys.
3 guys, 4 questions.
So I made that recent joke about Dr. Seuss, and Dr. Seuss started following me. I was so honored, but then I realized it, so I realized
I
it wasn't
can't
right.
hear anything you're saying, man. All I heard was something about Doctor Who.
No, Dr. Seuss.
Oh, Dr.
Hey.
Seuss. It's not your microphone. Savage, it's not your microphone. You're loud enough. It's that your connection is just like crap.
Okay, well, I'll do it someplace else.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to like plug you directly in. I don't know. You're on the same Wi-Fi network, so it should be. Maybe you have to be plugged in though. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. So wait, you just still didn't, Adam. You still didn't tell people where to follow you.
Oh yeah, it's just at and then that Adam kid because I have low self-esteem.
Oh, that's
Who
endearing.
am I
People
following?
like that crap.
That Adam kid. Yeah,
Oh, that Adam kid.
yeah, that guy.
That guy. All right. Well, I think that's a show.
I think it is.
As always, you can follow what we're doing, find stuff at 3G, 3Q. That's the number 3, the letter G, the number 3, the letter Q. .co. That is our website. And I don't know. I think like this was this address rehearsal, but I think it was pretty good. Like I kind of want to just share it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's not bad. So, I mean, other than all of my comments about incontinence earlier, I think it's great.
Incontinence is a word I don't use because I always worry I'm gonna mix it up with another word that I will not realize I've said. But then everyone else in the conversation is going to be super confused and why I'm talking about being impotent.
Oh, I was thinking like an incontinental breakfast.
It's extracontinental. It's incontinental, outcontinental. I always has a problem with words like that. Like I start thinking about suffixes and all that, and I get into trouble. Because then I make some joke that I think is hilarious, and everyone's just like, oh. It's an English joke. It's an English joke.
That's why I like being an editor, because literally everybody in my office gets my jokes.
they have to, right? Otherwise,
yeah, like it's part of the vetting process, really. Like if I don't make at least a week, like I get fired.
That's
not true. I'm just an intern. They can't fire me.
They don't pay me anything, man.
I'll just keep coming.
I'll just keep coming and I'll keep editing stuff. What are you gonna do now?
That's literally what I did this last week though, because this last Monday and Tuesday were my last days, and everybody was like surprised that I showed up, and I was like, I didn't have anything else to do, so I just came.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like over the summer when I'm at work and people are like, "Oh, you work over the summer?" Like, because in education, everyone else is leaving. And I'm like, "Yes, I work all summer." They're like, "Well, what do you do?" Like, they can't imagine, like, what could be done without them there.
And the answer is everything.
Yeah, it's like I get everything done. Yeah. All right. So I think the plan is I want to try to get the audio from you guys. I shared a Dropbox folder. I think I saw that Adam added it, but Andrew, if you add that Dropbox folder, and then just throw your audio file into there. And so what we'll do is we'll post the video will be kind of like unedited live. It'll go up with the blog post, but the actual podcast will be audio that I'll kind of edit down and make a little bit nicer, and hopefully people can understand Andrew on his own audio. Hopefully we don't find we laughed like really bad stuff, but if we did, I can edit it.
Add the laughing together, so it'll sound good.
It should sound good.
Can you add laughing too, like
just
clapping?
Applause.
At the end of everything today.
I think what I want is to have a subtle like festival concert background noise going through the whole show, like the chatter of the people in the crowd. That it's always there.
So people can tell I could be at Carnival instead of doing the beat.
Yeah, Carnival. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Wearing my sequins bikini with feathers.
Next time.
Okay, yeah. So the plan is I want to edit these today and tomorrow probably, because I have 9 a.m. church, so I need to do the rest of the day. And then probably put them out on Monday. So that's the plan. We'll see if that works. I don't know how long the editing's gonna be, but yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can all stop recording now.
All right.
Don't say anything funny.
Don't
Nothing
be funny
now.
If you guys remember anything that you want to have in the show notes, just add it to that Slack. What is it called? A channel for the? Yeah. So the channel for this episode. I just put a couple of things as we were talking, but I'm sure I missed stuff. Put your questions down in there too. And so that'll be in the show notes.
You just want it as an Audacity file? the sound?
If you can export it as like either like WAV or MP3, probably WAV.
Yeah, I'll do a wave.
Yeah, because I don't think I can open an Audacity file.
A
Maybe.
.wav.
.wave. Oh man, I remember when I was a kid and it was like CD-ROMs were like a new thing and I had a game from Sierra online. And
Because it wasn't really online, but that was the name of their company.
yeah, that was the name of their company. There was no online aspect to I don't know why they're called Sierra Online. By the way, did you hear they're coming back and they're making new games? That might pull me back into gaming. Like I haven't played a computer game or video game in I don't know how long.
They're remaking Gabriel Knight and a new King's Quest.
Yeah, King's Quest was the dope shiz. Oh, but so the what I was gonna say is, I figured out that if I put that into my CD player, the CD-ROM, I had a CD player that would play WAV files for some reason.
That's weird.
And so I could play all of the music from this game. And I would just listen to it because I was lonely and sad and homeschooled.
Well, was it good music though?
No, it was terrible.
Well, then it is sad, yes.
But just like knowing that I could do it, you know what I mean?
Made it cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it as a WAV file, but I can also do it as an MP3 if that's better for you.
Probably a WAV's better because it's like not going to be as compressed.
It says I can also do it as an AIFF.
Oh, do it as an AIFF. That's the best.
I thought that'd probably be better for you. I'll do that.
For sure.
I already started saving it as a wave.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll change it later.
Ain't no thing. Let me save my thing to Dropbox here.
Yeah. So I think what happened, because I just got this splitter for these headphones. I think what happened is that it's just not isolated very well, and so it picked up really quietly, like what I'm hearing from you guys. That's my theory. I'll Google it later.
That sounds about right. Because if your microphone's hot, that's what it'll do. Like I have to turn off my air conditioning because this thing will pick up the air conditioning.
Hey, where did you get your microphone, by the way?
This little boutique shop, mom and pop place called Amazon.com.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
You should check them out.
I know sometimes like boutique shops are a little bit more expensive. How's Amazon?
No, it is surprisingly cheap. And you can pay $75 a year, and you will have free 2-day shipping. So
it's actually $100 now.
You know what else you could do?
Oh, it's $100 now, except for if you're a student. I think it's still cheap.
Yeah, but if you're a student, you don't get Amazon Prime though, the video service.
Somehow I finagled that.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm on a student account, and I'm getting the video, which I never use. So I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You just like knowing that you have it.
Yeah, it's like having my day iPhone and my night iPhone.
What? Why do you have
not
that?
rich.
I have it for work. So for work, we got our new staff phones are iPhones, and they were going to be like the cheap 5Cs, the 8 gig ones.
Mm-hmm.
So with the plastic back ones, you know, like, but Verizon had this deal that we could get the 16 gig 5S for the price of the 8 gig 5C, and since the 5S is probably going to be a less of a cutoff point for future software updates, we went with that. So I have this white one for my day phone for work, and then the black one for my night phone. I wonder if people thought I was full of crap when I posted that on Facebook.
I believe that you had 2 phones. I didn't know why.
Yeah. I just know someone who's like a super big Apple hater just saw that and was just like, ugh.
I don't.
Freaking rich people with their iPhones.
I don't hate Apple, but I did switch to Android as soon as I could.
Yeah, there's a valid choice. I I
I like the
prefer.
interface a lot better. I really do like the UI better.
Yeah. See, I don't, but if I did, that would be a big deal. I like some of the things about Android. I like all of the like super crazy customization kind of stuff you can do.
Yeah, it
Um,
feels a lot more open. Like sometimes it feels like Apple doesn't trust me to use their phone.
yeah, they're like, it's the whole "you're holding it wrong" thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not our problem if something doesn't work. It's your problem. But I yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Android, and I think perhaps that's one reason I've stayed away from it because I know me, and I've seen it with my brother. He does this, and I
Hmm.
see the pain in his eyes as he spends countless hours fiddling with his phone because he wants to do some weird thing that you shouldn't be able to do. You know what I mean? Like, I can turn my phone into a Bluetooth speaker, and it's like 10 hours later,
It's like
and his phone,
what?
he has to like flash it 3 times, and like, I just know I would get myself into trouble because that's what I did. That's the same reason, like, not this isn't the reason, but a reason that I could never go back to Windows for my like computers because I used to just jack around and do just so much dumb crap that would break everything all the time. So I like keeping it simple. Has worked for me. Like, I mean, if Mac OS didn't exist, I'd probably be one of those guys using Linux. One of those people.
Oh man,
Yeah.
good thing there's no Linux phone. So
Good thing what?
no Linux phone.
Well, Android is a Linux phone. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No.
It is Linux. Um, yeah, yeah. So, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I just like, and once you have everything tied together, it makes sense to keep it that way.
No,
Um,
I put a Linux distribution on my old laptop after I got my new one.
yeah.
But then I realized I was like, oh, this would be cool to like play around with, and then I realized it wasn't fun at all.
It can be hard because like especially with that stuff, it's like learning something completely new.
Yeah.
And then also like you're like, oh, let me just download this app. Oh crap, they don't have it.
Oh, they don't have it. And then if you're really into it, you're like, I'll make it. And then like a week later, you emerge from your basement and you're like, is this what sunlight
You're like, I finally have a text editor.
is?
Yeah.
The main reason why I have an Android phone just because my service is just I'm just in love with my service right now. I have Republic Wireless, and so it's free data and free talk and text, but it uses my Wi-Fi whenever I'm at home. But then it uses cell service whenever I'm away. And it's only like $30 a month.
Yeah, that's the same reason I'm on T-Mobile because it is I pay I mean, compared to yours, I'm paying double. I'm paying $60 a month, but compared to what like my mom pays for her same pretty much service on her iPhone, same phone through Verizon, it's like $110 a month.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah.
And Verizon does have better coverage for sure. Um,
But when you only use Wi-Fi most of the time and you're at
exactly.
home or at work, you don't need really good coverage because wherever you're at will have good coverage.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on Wi-Fi so much that and I mean, you guys know that I have a work MiFi thing, so like if I'm out of cell connection, I just turn that on and I use Verizon's 4G network for my phone. But that's not normal. That's not a normal use case. But still, yeah, I'm in Wi-Fi so much. Well, all right. I guess we should get going because I really want to watch Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it started at 11:30, but I can just download it or something.
I have to wait until tonight to watch it.
Like an animal.
Oh, like
What are
a
you from the
heathen.
30s?
Yeah, I mean like the one that's not a big deal, but I just remember it was a couple of years ago. Jackie Rammel and them they used to have like a Doctor Who watch party every Saturday. it's just like so demanding to be like every Saturday night at 7:30 I can't do anything because of a TV show. But like more often than not, Saturday at afternoon I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? It's a better time for me.
Yeah. What's weird is that I haven't like kept up with episodic television for approximately 2 years. Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden this is really weird to me. It's like, oh, I have to like be at my TV at a certain time every week to watch what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't understand how that works.
It's funny because kids nowadays don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't understand why something's not available now.
Yeah.
Because they're used to Netflix and stuff like that. Like my niece and nephew they can't comprehend, and they'll like want to watch. My nephew's all into sea monster videos as he calls them, but he just wants to see videos of weird sea creatures. You know, like with my internet skills, I will find weird sea creature videos, but he'll ask for things. We'll be there, like I'll put him in a playlist and we'll be watching him, and then he's like, "Oh, see if you could find one with a shark with bat wings." And I'm like, "Henry, that doesn't exist. That's like not a thing." And he's like, "Just put it in. Just put it in." I'm like, "Henry, I'm not." So I'm like, "Watch," and I type in "shark with bat wings." Sure enough, comes up. And freaking every time something comes up and proves me wrong. You know what I mean? The internet makes me look like an idiot in front of this like 6-year-old kid.
He's like, find me one with a mega shark fighting giant octopus. And you're like, that's not a real thing. That's ridiculous. Nobody would make that.
Oh look, Discovery. Yeah. All right. Well, it's good talking. I'm gonna close this thing down. And
did anybody watch us?
I don't know. I don't know how to tell. I'm completely a noob at this.
I really hope not.
I know it'd be super uncomfortable. No one's in our IRC chat. I'm the only one in there.
I didn't even know we had an IRC chat.
That's because I made it this morning.
That's an old sounding sentence.
That's what you do nowadays. You have a podcast and you do a live broadcast and you have an IRC chat for people to come into. But like I think this is gonna be interesting because an audio podcast appeals to like nerdy kind of people, like a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Like our friends that we know in real life probably aren't gonna listen to the audio version, right? They don't even know what a podcast is. They like don't know how to make it work, and so they're not gonna get into an IRC channel. Yeah. But like our internet friends, if they think our show's good, will listen to the podcast, and then probably some of them will come and join the IRC chat. So I think it's gonna be different having this like two different audiences.
I feel like the cross section of those two audiences is us three.
Yeah. All of my friends all of my friends on Twitter are completely different kinds of people than like my friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so like it's always hard for me like when I listen to like a technology or internet nerd kind of guy podcast, and they talk about Facebook in this like dismissive like, well, I'm not on Facebook. Or I don't know who's on it, whatever. Like they like don't even know what Facebook does because they just use Twitter, and I'm like, guys, real people use Facebook. It's a thing. There's like 53 million users daily. It like dwarfs Twitter. It's huge. There's people on there, real people doing real things. It's not just people playing Farmville.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company. Like.
Yeah, I mean. There's a reason people pay for ads on Facebook because people are on Facebook. There's eyeballs there. But I still understand their critiques of Facebook. Like I get it, but I'm on there because I want to stay in touch with real people.
Yeah.
But it's always hard because I'll have this conversation on Facebook and I'll be like, these people don't understand. And I'll have a conversation on Twitter and I'm like, these people don't understand. Like it's like two different groups of people. I don't know.
Neither of them understanding you.
Yeah, I'm just the misunderstood one in the middle, trying to be completely opaque.
You need like a twit book or something.
A twit book. I'm pretty sure that's been like a joke on like every late night talk show ever. Twit Facebook
Yeah.
or something. Twit
See,
book.
but like at least I've risen to that quality. I'm like at least as good as Jay Leno.
Yeah, I was hoping you were saying Jay Leno and not like defame like
Conan
Jimmy
O'Brien.
Fallon or Conan O'Brien or something like that. God, he had the worst jokes. Like, I don't know if it was him or if it was his writers. I don't know. Man, Jay Leno was just awful. I said I was gonna go, and we keep talking. I'm done. I'm turning this off.
Aaron. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Andrew.